This is Kirk Sinclair, the hiking humanitarian. I'm inside the home of Pat Palmer, who is somewhat of a legend in Lamar, and though he might not think so himself. But so I'm here to find out why he's such a legend. Pat, what are some of the things that you do for the community of Lamar?
I enjoy volunteering my time to help children, to help the town, the county, southeast Colorado, and I've even gone out of state to brag about southeast Colorado.
You said help the children. What are some ways that you've helped the children in this area?
I probably the biggest thing is through the 4-H program. That's kind of an agricultural kids program, and to buy their animals or their livestock at the livestock sale. I also Santa Claus a lot for the younger kids, and just try and help them. You know, we had 2 young people here yesterday and got them on a cart, and they enjoyed driving this little horse around the yard. So that gives me great pleasure to do that.
Now, speaking of getting people on, young people driving around on a cart, yesterday you had another kind of experience with a man named Kenny. Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Sure. Kenny is pretty much of a newfound friend, another one of my mental mentors. He's a quadriplegic, was hurt in an accident basically 25 years ago. And he came out here with his boy, and I was teaching his boy to drive the cart, and I said, well, I just need to get him up on that cart and get him to drive. So that happened yesterday, and he told me many times yesterday how grateful he was, and I just felt overwhelmed. I was almost crying that he was so happy. And we have a few more, fine-tuning to get him to where he can go wherever he wants to go on that cart. But in turn with that, he's helping me with my computer work by designing a website for my store.
Oh, a little bartering there, community economics at work. Mm-hmm. So, based on what I've heard from some folks around Lamar, it must not be just kids that you've helped out once in a while. Any examples of some older fellers or women you've helped out?
I think, Kirk, to answer that, I belong to different groups like Canyons and Plains, which is an adversarial group that works on the southeast 6 counties in Colorado. Every winter we do the Snow Goose Festival, which is devoted to getting people to come to Lamar from all over the United States, and we've even had some people from Britain here. But that is showcasing watchable wildlife and heritage history. And I'm not going to keep going on that. I belong to too many organizations, but I enjoy them all. But most of them are to brag about southeast Colorado.
Now, why do you do all this? It must take up quite a bit of your time. So why do you spend so much time on this?
Living in rural America has always been something that I've enjoyed, and I guess, Kirk, it's just my way of giving back, and hopefully that we can introduce people to rural America and make them see where the roots are planted. Now,
we're not, I take it, we're not the first stragglers that you've taken in under your roof. You want to mention anything about some previous wayfarers?
I think the most comical to me happened at Camp Amachi, which is just down the road a little bit. I was in there looking around, and this Camp Amachi, by the way, was a Japanese internment camp. And these people on a motorcycle were coming in looking for a place to camp, and they saw Camp Amachi. Well, I started home, and Shirley, my friend Shirley, said, well, they have a New York license plate on the back of their motorcycle. So I turned around and visited with them a little bit, and they said, well, we just come for dinner, and I said, well, why don't you stay the night? So they stayed the night. We still exchange Christmas cards with them, and maybe it's 10 years now. So I enjoy meeting and trying to help people. But then they have to put up with me too, and I'm kind of a handful.
Well, one thing you are is a font of knowledge. Since we've been here, we've learned about the Santa Fe Trail, about being a wheelwright, and wagons and gear and different kinds of ponies. Perhaps, in particular, the real white. I think that kind of maybe stems from your Pennsylvania Dutch roots a little bit. Do you want to talk a little bit about that little endeavor of yours?
The Santa Fe Trail is very near and dear to my heart. It runs about a mile north of my house, and it started initially near Boonesville, Missouri, and wound up in Santa Fe. And so if you are a Santa Fe Trail buff, so to speak, you have to have wagons. So I'm not sure that I'm a good wheelwright yet. I'm probably closer to a wheel wrong. But I enjoy working on wagons and buggies, and parts are readily available from my friend in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And then the driving of the horses is fun for me too.
Well, thank you very much, Pat. It's been a delight to be here, and we'll be in touch. This is Kirk Sinclair, the Hiking Humanitarian.